other show. Wait. We're taking over, right? Yeah. Okay. Turn on some music. Bobby, that's not going to happen. We're the only ones here. God damn it.
Laura, what are you doing here? Hey. Get out of here.
Bye.
Move it. Excuse. Hey, Pam. Nice to join you there. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. It is 12 o'clock on Friday. AZ Flip Guys coming to you guys with a whole another, there we go. Kris joining the party.
St. Patrick's Day version?
St. Patrick's Day version. I'm not wearing any green or anything like that.
The only shirt I own with green on it.
Really?
I found it. Here we go. True hit.
Dude, there was a time in my life where all I had was green shirts. And it actually started because I went to a St. Patrick's Day event at a bar somewhere in Tempe. And my friend was like, yeah, we got to go St. Patrick's, got to get a green shirt. And I didn't have anything green shirt good. So I was like, I'll just go buy this green shirt. I think it was like a Celtic green or something. And then like when I went to the bar, all the chicks were like, oh, that color looks really good at you. So I'm like, shit.
That's all you needed to hear.
That's all I needed to hear. Oh, man. So it's good to be here on Friday. I'm freaking tired. I got my kids, as you guys can see. Went to go pick them up last night. So I drove a few hours to go pick them up. Stayed the night. Woke up real early. Came back down, had to go look at another house today. Yeah, so
hopefully we get that one.
Yeah, hopefully we get that one. So this house here, the one that I went to go look at today, is over. It's not a historic neighborhood, but it's definitely an older neighborhood here in Phoenix. Right. I actually used to live in that neighborhood, dude. I used to live in that neighborhood for a while. A friend of mine let me crash in her couch or some shit like that back when I was in college. So right. So I used to live in there. But anyway, a good buddy of mine. Actually, my buddy Pat, who was with us a few weeks ago and who went with me to Haiti, he was the guy who referred me, the realtor. Said, hey man, we got this listing. We're about to put it on there. Check it out. See if it's something that you would be interested. We ended up getting the wrong address, so I had asked Kris to comp out the property for me, and we ended up getting they sent us Avenue, and it was actually Drive. And Drive, it makes sense. Avenue, it made no fucking sense. Like, right. So I had to go take a look at it. Drove down, woke up extra early because my plan was to be here like at 11, but I woke up extra early just to come to go take a look at that house. So. Put in an offer. They put it on the MLS this morning. Put in an offer. Hopefully we'll get it over there like on 19th Avenue and Indian School area. I should be able to sell it for like, what, $240, $235, somewhere around that area. So hopefully everything is good. Ebony, thank you for joining. Is that Jocelyn? Holy shit. How you doing, Jocelyn? Talk to you in a minute. Ebony, make sure that you share this. Happy birthday. You see it was Ebony's birthday 2 days ago?
Happy birthday, Ebony.
Yes. Happy belated birthday, and Christina should have contacted your ass to go get you a birthday present. So I don't know if she was going to mail it to you, or if you were going to get it on Monday when you come here for a meeting, or whatever. But yeah,
it's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. Whatever.
And Caesar, my business partner Caesar, our AC guy.
Yeah,
it was his birthday that day too.
Oh, nice. Shit. So tomorrow we're doing the thing. So Ebony, since you're on here anyway, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Mr. Jeffrey, how you doing?
Jeff's out. He's hooking me up, man. He's out there on a project that we're doing together. And
yeah, I saw
he's coordinating everything. I
saw he started joining the team. He became part of the Kris Ontiveros team over there. That's what's up. Ricardo, how's it going, buddy? Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for sharing. Ebony, make sure you share. Everybody else on there, make sure you share so we can pass this information. Yeah. It'd be great information for anybody out there, especially because our money partner, it wasn't even his fucking money, right?
Wasn't even his money.
We'll talk about that later, but yeah, definitely you want to make sure that you join us.
And also, I'm going to, right here in a minute, share with all your realtor friends out there because, man, this market, BP, it's crazy. I mean, it's just like 05, 06. We're having multiple offers. As soon as we're putting signs in the yard, we're getting calls, we're getting offers. So we're going to put up a list of our coming soon.
Nice.
So, I mean, we have a couple for sale, but like yours on 39th, we'll probably sell that today. Mine too are brand new, so they'll probably sell quickly. But yeah, coming soon for all you realtors. So, you know,
Perfect.
you'll be the superstar, you know. You can find those off-market deals that...
And that's the thing. I mean, that's the realtor that brought me the deal this morning, or that brought Pat the deal, actually. She was exactly that. She was talking to him. It was a coming soon type deal.
Right.
We had already knew. I told him, hey, I thought I could put in this offer. I just need to go take a look at it to verify. That's what ended up happening. So we ended up putting an offer. Hopefully we'll go. Shit, man, I don't really like dealing with realtors though, because they're asking for all this stuff, and they're like, oh, we need, we need your, yeah, exactly. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, I've never had a wholesaler say, hey, I'm gonna need your lender to send me proof of funds on a single family house. Right. You know, like I was buying it under $200,000 or whatever the price was gonna be. So
yeah, wholesaling is a lot more like relationship based. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times, you know, in the realtor world, you know, if it's not under contract, it's not, you don't have anything. But a wholesaler can call us and we'll say, yeah, we want it. And even though we might not have it under contract yet, they haven't sent it over to us, we know and we can trust them usually. So they're going to send that, you know. For
the most part. And that's a great way for you guys to, is that Wendy? Hey!
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something, but dude, this one time, bro, I shaved my mustache and my beard, and my ex, which you met, exactly. Dude, she fucking cried. She was like, I can't fucking look at you right now. But oh my God. So anyway, one of the ways that you guys can work with, especially you newbies, is by being that wholesaler, is by being that ear on the ground. Obviously, we have relationships, we have connections, but our time is limited as to what we can do. So anybody out there, and that's how I started. I mean, I started working with people that were buyers, so people like me and you that were actually doing the fix and flip themselves and were buying it. And I started finding properties for them, and then I would just be like, hey, you know, this is what I had, or my buddy has this, and I can go to them. A lot of times I would get deals from people that maybe locked them up, but they didn't, or they had a potential seller, but they didn't know what to lock it up for. You know, I'm not even sure what anybody would give me. Hey, tell me what you would give me. So then I would be able to go further and contact my buyer and be like, hey, this is what we have available, and make sure that everybody made money. So that's an opportunity that you guys have out there as just people watching, newbies, whatever it may be. You don't even have to be in the business full time. I mean, you could just hear of something and be like, hey, I heard my aunt was selling her house and it's a piece of shit, and I don't know if she's even going to want to list it or want to fix it or do anything. So what is it you guys would be able to do?
One of the guys on my crew, he visits his dad in the nursing home all the time, and he's just hanging out, talking to all the people. What do you do? And he told them what he does, and so they're like, "Oh, we need to sell our house."
That's what I'm saying. This business here is a relationship built business.
Yes.
And one thing that I preach heavily, one thing that you preach heavily, and something that we all live here, at least the people that I do business with, is we don't burn bridges. Because you never know where anybody's going to be at any given point. It's all based on relationships. You may be far ahead of somebody else at this point, and 2 years down the line, it may be completely different. And you were talking down to them because you thought you were hot shit back then, and this guy's piece of shit or whatever you thought, and then couldn't be, you know, different situation. And
hey, there's a lot of young kids in this valley that, you know, 19, 20, 21-year-olds who are just killing it, and you don't want to brush them off. I mean, that's why we're always, people call us, we'll talk to you. I mean, don't waste our time, but I never say no.
So we have a meeting. So before I forget, and something that we need to put out there, we have our second live property tour that we're going to be doing tomorrow.
Yes.
We have to decide which property after we do this video here. Ebony, just be at my house at like 9 and we'll head out. We got to be there by 10, so we'll be done pretty early. I got a meeting at noon. Then I got a photo shoot that I got to go with my daughter down to Tempe in like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 or something like that. So anyway, guys, we're going to be doing it. We're doing it at 10 a.m. Arizona time. we're going to be going out to one of our properties. We're going to be showing you exactly what we are doing or what we did, depending on which property we go look at. But it's just a way for you guys to go. So just like the property tours that we used to put on last year, but instead of doing that, we're actually going ahead and doing it live on Facebook, so you guys can join us at any given time. If you guys are like us on Facebook right now under the AZ Flip Guys, make sure that you guys click on that follow button up there so you guys can stay in touch on every single thing. If you guys go through our timeline, you'll see that we're not bombarding you with bullshit. We're not pitching you anything. We're just putting out content for people that want to potentially partner up with us, to people that want to learn the business, for people that are just curious about the business, that want to learn about how two guys are actually doing it or looking at things. So let's get into the subject here, because we got a lot of things to do today. So
yeah, well, you talked about realtors, man. I think that's a perfect transition. Cool. I don't know if you knew it, but that's how we got the deal.
No, I didn't. I don't know how you got the deal, because I wasn't involved in that aspect.
So, all right. So we're gonna talk about Santa today, right?
Yes.
5416 West Santa. Why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I know about it, or actually what you guys know about it here who have been following the AZ Flip Guys. Our very first property tour was in Santa.
It was.
So when we decided we were going to start doing property tours as the AZ Flip Guys and showing you our actual flips, our first one was over in Santa. So we had a nice amount of people that showed up. We walked through it. It's a big old freaking house. It looks like two houses kind of matched together. It's got this basement part of it, and it's probably like, what, 2,800 square feet or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was 3. It was a little over 3.
Nice.
With the basement.
With the basement, yeah.
Sometimes they count, sometimes they don't.
So anyway, I didn't know anything about this deal. Kris had said, "Hey man, I got this deal that I'm working on, and I don't know if you were tapped out of money, or if one of your money lenders backed out, or one of your money partners backed out, or something."
And last minute they just backed out. Said, this happened, that happened, whatever, which was pretty rare. But,
yeah.
So I was scrambling because it was an MLS deal. And
right. Hey, our buddy Paul Rono here. Hey, buddy, make sure that you share this. So, anyway, we went to the property there. Actually, I didn't go. You called me. You said, "Hey, man, I got this deal. It's not working out.
Right.
You have some money available." And I didn't have any money available, but I knew somebody that had some money available.
Right.
So you said, "Hey, man, let me know what we can do, because I have this deal. I think it's a good deal. But if we don't get it, then you would have lost whatever earnest money you put up on that thing. And then, whatever, the realtor might have not brought him another deal or whatever. It could have been a disaster."
Right.
So he reached out to me, and we decided that we were going to start doing this deal together. As I said, I had never seen the property, but he had ran some of the numbers across me. He said, "Hey, this is what we're going to be at. This is what we're thinking." So I said, "Perfect. This sounds good." I talked to my money partner on that end and brought him the deal. We said everything was good to go, but that's about all I know from that. I don't know exactly how you got it or how the deal came, so you can talk about that part of it.
So it was many months ago. We were here doing one of our meetings, just kind of shooting the shit, and right after it was over, I got a phone call from a realtor, this guy named Jay, and he just knew of me because of Facebook. Like, Facebook's amazing. So many people that you're friends with, your connections just, explode. So anyways, he brought to me, this was an MLS deal. It was listed at 175, and it was pending. It was a short sale. They had been working on this forever. And like with most short sales, the buyer had walked. So they had a buyer. They submitted it. Months and months go by. The buyer's like, "Forget this. I'm going to go buy something else." And so he knew it was going to be coming back on the market. I mean, they were right there to approval. And it was approved at 175 though. So yeah. I looked at it. I'm like, throw in an offer for 150. And he didn't really think that was a great idea. But I'm like, just do it, because the bank's been sitting on this. They're going to want to get rid of it. And I was willing to go up a little bit. So he did it. They accepted like right away. And like 3 weeks later, we were ready to close. So I brought this to you. And this one was a little bit of I didn't know if for sure if I was going to be able to get my price, because we were looking at like 265, and that was by far the biggest house in the neighborhood. So
which is not necessarily a good thing, by the way.
Yeah. So your price per square foot is going to drop the bigger you get. You know, an 1,100 square foot house in that neighborhood might have gone for, let's just say, 150, and for this one we were struggling to get 100. So.
And that's price per square foot, by the way.
Yeah.
So that, you know, a lot of times when you're checking out rehabs, a lot of times like one of the ways to assess values is price per square foot. You know that in this neighborhood you're going to get X amount of price per square feet. Now that applies up to a point though, because once you get too big for that, then as he said, in this particular neighborhood it went from 150 a square foot to 100 a square foot once you got past a certain area.
Right.
And that's something that you guys need to know. I know that, you know, a lot of the properties that I buy personally and that you do are over in the West Valley. A lot of those properties, the big ones, the big properties. Hey, Ernest, how's it going, buddy? The big properties there, you know, they're probably 1,500 square feet or something like that. Those would be considered a 1,600 square feet. Those would be considered a larger home in Maryville. However, every once in a while, you find these 2,200, 2,500, 2,800 square foot homes, and they just don't sell. You know, they take forever to sell because you're looking at a much smaller pool base that wants something that big. Even though Maryville is highly Mexican, so they do have pretty big families. Yeah. But it does affect your price. So if you're looking at price per square feet and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting 150 square foot and this one's fucking 3,000 square feet, man, I'm gonna clean house on this one. It's not gonna work that way. However, there is certain neighborhoods where you can pull that off. So at least here locally, one of those neighborhoods is like the Arcadia area, where you can have a smaller 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, or you can have a big old fucking house, and you will, for the most part, get price per square feet in that neighborhood, just because people are willing to pay those higher price points. Hey, Mr. Badura, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining us. So anyway, so you got this from a realtor. Yeah. You didn't know if we were going to be able to get that price because of the price drop from that, and then from there, by the time that you brought it to me, you had it under contract. You already had a close of escrow date, and then how much time frame did you have between the time that you contacted me to the time they had to close?
So I don't remember exactly, but it was like less than a week, you know, because we were getting everything ready to go and getting the paperwork.
Was that Christopher Banks? Hey, buddy, I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. Hey, we're having
first class.
Yeah, he did go to our first class, and he's been to most of my Together We Grow events. Nice. Just FYI, Kris, we're having an event this next Sunday downtown where we're going to be passing out toiletries, socks, underwear, and stuff to the homeless. So any of you guys here listening, if you guys would want to help out here locally in Phoenix, we're meeting downtown in downtown Phoenix over at the Civic Space Park. What is that called?
I know the Civic Center. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. The one with the little circle thing that colors up.
Central?
Yeah, the one on Central. Yeah, I believe it's called the Civic Space Park. Either way, if you guys want to donate some money, we'll put up the link later. If you guys are here locally and want to buy socks, underwear, and toiletries, and we'll put up the link for our Together We Grow page, and then it's got all the list of all that stuff there. So anyway, Kris just reminded me because he's always helping out on those things. Awesome. So he had less than a week from the time that he contacted me to the time that we needed to close. And this is where everything gets creative. This is why I like this particular deal, because it was a win-win for everybody involved. It created a good scenario to show you guys, the viewers, and you guys that are listening out there. Who's that? Oh, Alberto, this is for Together We Grow Phoenix. So this is an event. This is for my nonprofit, Together We Grow Phoenix. We'll be posting up the link there. It's going to have the event information, the date, all the stuff that we need, the link for you to donate money, whatever it is that you want to go. Yes, thank you, Kris. Yes. So I'll put, we'll put the actual link to the event. So when we tag it on there. So anyway, guys, this is a great opportunity for you to learn how to work your way into a deal. That's a great. Oh, perfect. Thank you. There we go. This is a great way for you guys to work yourself into a deal. This is a great way for you guys to see how creatively. So in this scenario, Kris had the property. Somebody had brought him the property because they said, hey, you're a buyer, you're an investor, I see you doing your thing. I think this would be a good deal for you. So he had the money, or he had the property lined up, but his cash partner backed out about a week later.
Right.
I knew somebody with money, and then the person who ended up partnering up with us, he actually was using money that wasn't even his. Hey, Dina, how you doing? Say hello.
Dina,
so anyway, he used actually
Deanna.
Oh my God, man!
Bro,
I mess up everybody's names. You guys see my name, so yeah, it's tagged on there. I mean, everybody chops my shit up anyway, so. I don't even, you know how people go, well, it's actually pronounced this way. Who gives a shit, man? Like, at least for my name, I don't care. Whatever you pronounce it, whatever way. You can call me Brainard or whatever you want to call me.
You've heard it all.
I've heard it all. So anyway, this particular scenario, I was able to work my way into a deal and make some profit. Darius and his wife Carmen were able to work themselves into a deal, and they even got some money paid out for Carmen's mom, which was the money that was for. So we were able to take this deal, which was going to blow up and not happen anyway, to where, Kris, you ended up making right about $12,000 or so. I ended up making $6,000, and then Darius got their investment money back plus $11,000.
Yeah, and this was this deal kind of like got messed up a little bit. I mean, it was a huge property. It was on a quarter acre, so the rehab went long, the rehab went over budget, and there was still $24,000 in there. I mean, we should have made like 35 or 40, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain. So that right there, I'm glad I got it for 150.
Exactly.
If we would have paid 175, that would have broke even.
Yeah, that would have broke. That would have been our that would have been our money right there.
Yeah.
And definitely, that just goes to show you stuff that we always say, where you make your money when you buy. Definitely want to make sure that you're buying correctly. You don't want to be buying on speculation. You want to be buying, and a lot of times you even want to be cautious when you're buying. That's one thing, that the property that I went to go look at today, the realtor was telling me, she was like, hey, you could probably sell this for like $260 or so, probably a little bit more than that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I think I'm going to be more around $240 tops at where we're at, just to be conservative, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get these, I remember somebody tried to sell me a property in Maryville. Property is worth max $150, especially where it was at. And they were like, oh no, I'm gonna sell it to you for $125. It still needs work, and the reason why I'm selling it to you is because the market's going up, so by the time you're done, it'll be worth $185. I said, no, go fuck yourself.
That's what made everybody go broke back in the day, man. That's just not smart.
That's definitely not smart. But anyway, then that's why we started going, and we started, talking, and we talked about this last week, but partnering up with professionals, up with the professionals. So there is this, there's this person, I won't mention their name or anything like that, but this person partnered up with another person that they met at one of the many events that's going out here throughout Phoenix, right?
Yeah, every weekend.
Every fucking weekend there's one of these events. So this particular person partnered up with this other person. Now, the person that partnered up that we know, this particular person is newer to Arizona, newer to investing in general. And the second person that they partnered up with had a certain reputation. Let's say if you're here locally, this particular person, good, bad, or indifferent, mainly bad. But as I said, I'm putting out nothing to give any type of indication as to who they are. But
Hazy Flip guys don't do that.
No. So long story short, first person here brought some money in that got from the investors. Second person was supposed to take care of, and they were partnering up. They were supposed to take care of the rehab, take everything else. Long story short, they're currently right now fighting and about to get sued because the second person mismanaged the money and now is acting, crazy and doesn't want to cooperate or whatever is going on with that. So this is what happens when you don't partner up with professionals.
Yeah.
This is what happens. And what's crazy is that said person, first person, had actually partnered up with one or both of us at least. So they knew how it was to work with professionals, but when you don't, that's what happens. Now, on Carmen and Daria's side, Break Street Properties, as they go by, they knew about partnering up with professionals. They had already partnered up with me on the previous one, and everything went fine, everything went smooth, everything went, quicker than expected. So now moving on to the other one, they were a lot more comfortable. So when I reached out to them and said, hey, I got this opportunity, we need this done by like tomorrow.
That's when they said, yeah. I mean, they didn't say, oh, send me the comps, do this, do that. No, they trusted you. They trusted that you're not going to get in a stupid deal.
Yes.
And they said, okay, right.
And that's definitely the thing. And that's where I was able to come in and make my money. That's where I was able to come in. I was able to save Kris the headache of losing the deal, potentially his earnest money, the reputation with this particular realtor, and a lot of things that happen when you don't close. When you don't, people say, oh man, I'll just lose my $5,000, $2,000, $3,000. Like, no, there's a lot more that you waste. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot more that you lose.
How many deals are you going to lose?
Exactly. So I was able to save his stuff. And then I was able to make them some money because I knew that they had some money because we had done a deal. We had closed on it. They had a little bit of money sitting there. So I knew that they had some money there. I reached out and said, hey, I got this great opportunity. Here's the amount that we need. Here's the terms that we're looking to do. And here's what we're willing to do. And now on their end, they were completely hands off.
Absolutely.
They were absolutely hands off. Eldon, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining us. So they were completely hands off. They didn't do nothing. They didn't run comps. They didn't do any of that stuff. I mean, all the stuff that they did was because they wanted to. Once we locked up the deal, they said, hey, can we go look at it? So, I mean, we had already locked it up. They had already transferred the money. They just said, hey, can we go look at it? We're just curious to see what's what.
And then
hey,
the day after closing, they're like, can we go see the finished product? I'm like, nope. Too late.
But they had seen it throughout the process,
Yeah,
though, and they had seen it pretty close to,
they got
to finishing anyway.
We had a million videos and pictures. So now another point that I want to put on that is I knew Darius and Carmen, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people wouldn't tell anybody about it. They're like, oh, I'm going to go find my money, I could have gone through my Rolodex. Eventually I would have hit them and maybe we would have done something, but I'm not, you can't be greedy. I brought it to my best resource. Let's brainstorm. Let's do this. And you had, because you were right there talking to them. Same with the last one we did on 15th. Mm-hmm. You knew that person that gave us the money, but I had just been talking to her and said, oh, well, she's got money. You were like, they got money. So yeah, I mean, it's just stuff works quicker. My database is now your database and vice versa. So,
well, not only the database, but this is something that I say all the time, man. It's not who you know, but how you know them. So I had already built a relationship with them. I had already coached and mentored them and did went out to dinner with them and had a few things. And then we had already done one particular
boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes.
That's gotta be inside, right?
No, is that dude? That's fucking Sally. Is that Nick?
No, that's Nick.
Is that Nick?
Yeah,
oh, hold on. Let me see. Perfect. There you go. Hey, Jason, thank you for joining us. Nick, are you you're in fucking Panama? I think that you said that correctly, right? Well, because I was.
Well, you never know, man. You never know.
Yeah, I know I know that he said he was leaving the U.S. I'm not sure what country he was going to end up for this particular round of his travels, but I think he might have ended up down in Panama. So
he's got a little liking for the Latinas, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he does.
Oh, Miami,
I've seen,
South
dude,
America.
I've seen this guy hook up with like all kinds of chicks from all different races. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Bocas del Toro,
yep.
Panama.
Nice. So I was planning on going to Europe for my birthday, but then everything kind of got discombobulated. So I'm going to be going down to Costa Rica. So yeah, he was like, "Hey man, meet me down in Panama," but I'm not going to take the whole time that I was, thinking of going for like a whole 3 weeks or so. I may have to cut it down to like a week or whatever.
So AZ Flip Guys are international.
Yes.
It's official.
Yeah, so and we're definitely putting it out there. So got views from all over the place. But I want to go back to this point about how you know the people, right? And this is the whole point of partnering up with professionals. This is a partnering up in general. Obviously, partnering up can be something great or it can be something horrible, as I gave in that example. It just depends on who you partner up with. And that's a big thing that we're doing here. You know, this is a great opportunity. And Darius is normally here with us here locally. He's normally here, but he's currently traveling down at, I think he's in Atlanta or Georgia or something like that, talking to some more people, lining up some more money, doing exactly what anything was this. All right, thank you for joining us, Nick. I'll talk to you later, man. We'll probably Skype or something. I gotta make it down to Panama. Man, dude, if I go to Panama, dude, I won't come back. Those dark skinned Latinas, bro, like I don't know. There's this travel blogger that I follow. And he's all over the place, man. And he was currently down in Panama, and like this lady friend that he was hanging out with, it was kind of showing him around. Oh my gosh, she was like gorgeous. So yeah, I don't know if I would come back from Panama. Like, yeah, man.
Well down there.
Yeah, man. Exactly. But our partners here, Darius and Carmen, they were able to completely make money, and all the money that they made passively. So they had to do no research. They had to do nothing. They didn't have to lift a finger. They didn't even have to drive out to the property other than they wanted to. Right. But they did absolutely nothing. And
I was able to the cash flow quadrant there in the eye.
They were the investor.
You know, passive,
completely passive. Yeah, completely passive.
That's where you want to be. You want to be on the right side of the quadrant.
Right. And the great thing about it is it wasn't their money, guys. This is what we talked about last week. All these creative ways for you guys to partner up with us or anybody else, but there's creative ways for you guys to find money. So a lot of times I get it. I'm sure you get it too. Hey, man, if I had money, I would invest it with you. Well, shit, you don't need to have money. Right. So in Darius' scenario, like Darius and Carmen Braid Street, their company, their mother-in-law, or, you know, so Carmen's mom, Darius' mother-in-law, she let them borrow the money. Right. So she made an agreement with them. So then they let me borrow the money as a company. So we had made an agreement, and then obviously me and you made an agreement, but we made sure that everybody knew what was going on, and we made sure that everybody understood what was going to happen and what percentages was going to be cut off at the end. And we agreed, and we pushed forward, but this is just the way that we structured it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they used money that wasn't theirs to make money. Exactly. OPM, right? Yes. OPM, other people's money. Which, dude, ever since I learned that lesson, that completely shifted my mindset.
Flip.
My first flip, yeah. My very first flip, my friend Robin hit me up, said, hey, I got this money, which I because I didn't look at things correctly, I assumed that it was her money. You know, I assumed that if she had saved a shit ton of money, it turns out that it was a lot of their parents' money. Her parents' money, they had money saved aside or retirement. Or I don't know exactly where they was, but they had this money, line of credit, whatever it was, doesn't really fucking matter, right? She said, hey, I got all this money right here, and I'm not going to be able to do anything because I'm pregnant. I just got married. This is going to be my first kid. I'm in my 30s. I don't want to do shit other than be a mom for a year. So yeah, totally. I just completely changed that out. Are we live there? Martha, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. So guys, the point that we want to make here is the relationships. Partnering up with professionals and the benefits of partnering up with professionals. As I said, I told you about some of the people that have not partnered up with professionals and some of the stuff that they had. And a lot of times when you hear horror stories about these partnerships that didn't work out, is because people didn't vet them. They didn't partner up with the correct person. They didn't partner up where they were supposed to. And it becomes a big pain in the ass. You know, it's a lot easier to... what's the best way to quit cigarettes, right? Never fucking start smoking them. What's the best way to you get out of a bad partnership is never get into one to begin with. But we here at the AZ Flip guys, we like to provide the opportunity for everybody to kind of partner up with us in one of many different facets. So in this case here, as I said, we had the realtor who brought us the deal, so he made some money. Kris obviously made some money. I made some money by putting everything together. Hey, our buddy John, was he just in town?
No, he wasn't. I thought he was because he was talking about Dean.
Well, no, because
I saw Dean like the next day, so I thought it was.
He belongs, in that group with Dean, so he was here for the event a few months ago.
Right. He said April, but I think you're gone. April.
I should.
19th.
Well, no, because I'm not gonna do the 3-week Euro trip.
Well,
that's when I was gonna be around that day.
So you got 1 month to learn how to play golf.
Oh, all right, shit, man. Well, anyway, if we play, you can play golf. I'll go in there and hack up the course. I don't give a shit. But John, if you're here though, let's go hiking. I still got my headband that you sent me. Remember, you ever seen that one that this shit's bananas?
That was awesome.
John's the guy who sent it to me. So I think his wife was the one who made him or something like that. So yeah, he's like, hey man, check
Bobby
that out.
got one too, right?
No, I put one on his. But hey, bro, if you can make me a mini one for Bobby Jack, that would be awesome. Awesome. With the same thing, this shit's bananas. That'd be awesome. Randy, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining us. So, guys, once again, to drive the point home and to reiterate everything, Kris had a deal. Amy, dude, shout out to Amy. She's been such a big help on this last deal that I've been working on, the Sunny Slope deal. Just had a shitload of trash in the back, man. Did you see it?
Take care of that? Yeah.
Well, she helped me take care of most of it. The seller ended up getting butthurt because the closing was supposed to happen a while back, but a lot of it had nothing to do with us. A lot of it had just the old lender wouldn't send the release or whatever. Oh. So anyway, he got all mad and he was like, "Oh man, you guys gotta get the hell out of there until we close." So but she helped me out with a whole lot of stuff, man. She helped me out with a whole lot of stuff. What was that? Randy Matthews. What was that? Hey, play us. Over from the West Phoenix. What did Ricardo have to say?
Yeah. I have more stories that should have made me go running back to Compton.
Yes, and that's what happens. I mean, unfortunately, so our buddy here, Rick, who was not the person that I was talking about before, but he's got that house, the one that we talked about over on Glendale, the one on like 61st or whatever. Uh-huh. Yeah, that one, he partnered up with the wrong person, the contractor, and fucked it up and completely did everything. I know that I was, potentially talking about taking it over, but it was so fucked up that it actually would have been cheaper just to leave it as is, because they ended up enclosing the front porch, but they did it all ass backwards, so you have to like fucking knock it all down. And I mean, yeah, so
it's never good because when someone sends you a deal and you're like, oh man, I saw that 6 months ago.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Let me see. The police just called. Nice. So there was a car on that property that was stolen. The fucking seller, dude. The seller's this old guy. It's old fucking it's crappy in the house. It's all piled up shit in the yard. We're getting everything situated. He's got this old car. I think it's like an El Camino or something like that. But it was all jacked up. Dude, it didn't run. He didn't have the key. He didn't have the title. He didn't have anything, man. Those people offering cash. I think Amy actually had a guy who fucking was gonna pay $1,000 cash. Damn. And the dude was like, nope. I know I can at least get two. But he couldn't get it out of there. He couldn't do anything. So anyway, long story short, somebody came over, offered the money. They couldn't buy it, so they came back with the truck later and fucking took it.
Dang.
Freaking crazy.
Savage.
What was that? Oh, Ranchero with the Cleveland engine, 1973. That's what Amy said.
I'm sure Paul knows exactly what that one is.
Oh, cool. You got, what was that? She gave him a lead for the condo?
Yeah,
nice.
It's an awesome condo, so.
Nice. Great. And this is, once again, this is by working with professionals. So our buddy Ricardo, great buddy of mine, man, he supports me in all the stuff that we do for the Together We Grow, which is our nonprofit. He always brings his nieces out there. He brought his nephews last time, and he's always giving back to the community any way that he can help out. But he got into a bad partnership, and it really fucked him over. And I mean, we've talked numbers and stuff. He's going to lose money. Regardless, he's going to lose money. Wherever he sells it at, he's going to lose money. And that's just a lesson where you're at. I mean, that's a very hard and expensive lesson to learn, but that's why you're supposed to partner up with the professionals.
Because that's what we never have happen, I mean, I've had some losers, man, I tell you what, but my investors have never lost money. Mm-hmm. I mean, they always have to get their money back. That's
yes.
Not,
yeah, and I've never had a situation where my investors lost any money. No. And I'm very specific, cautious. At the end of the day, I'm more concerned about them making money and making the return that I promised them, or at least not losing money. I mean, even the last time, and we talked about this one time, I don't know, 2-3 videos ago, but this one time where I didn't sell for what I wanted to, but I still made them a double-digit return.
Right.
So they didn't get the percentages that they wanted to get, but that we thought we could get with this property, but they still got a double-digit return. Like and they got that shit in like 7 months.
Yeah,
so
like everything went wrong, and it was still.
So at this point, could he hold and rent it out? No, because it's not even completely finished, Amy. So the property was halfway rehabbed. It's fucked. I mean, it's fucked in many different ways. And I told him that when I first saw it, like, so we say 6-7 months ago, whenever I took a look at it. And it's not even salvageable to the point where it's a rento. I guess you could go in there and finish it up, but it's still going to be at least another 20 grand, even if you just want to finish it up as a rental. And that's without fixing the issue that we talked about. So
I think I actually have a buyer for it.
be very careful. Oh, really?
The guy who bought a flower.
I know the guy. So, dude, I didn't fucking know. I didn't know that was fucking him. I dated his secretary. She's a fucking little black girl. So I dated his fucking secretary.
It's a small world. I'm telling you. We live in Phoenix. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of investors.
But guys, this goes back.
Everybody.
This goes back to it's not who you know, but how you know them. You know, and what pisses me off, and you know, obviously I want you to make your money and everything. I went on a date with her a few months ago, and we were talking about him and about, you know, her services with him and what she does in business and stuff. And I was like, maybe I should ask her about, you know, if he ever wants to buy anything or what he's looking for. And I completely blew it off. You know, I was on a date. I was focused on other things. What was that? Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. He's the one. This guy is the one that brought it over.
Sell it to Kris. Yeah, no, that's Ricardo. So anyway, guys, that is the point that I'm trying to drive home today, is to partner up with professionals and the benefits of partnering up with professionals. And if you're a professional like Kris is, the benefit of partnering up with other professionals as myself, because it made the whole transition a whole lot quicker. Mm-hmm. It made everything a whole lot easier. It made it a lot smoother. As he said, he knew Darius and Carmen, but his relationship with them wasn't as good as my relationship. Right. Now, he probably would have ended up around there, but because I knew them and because we were in conversation more often, I knew that they had the money available at that point. Yeah. So when he said, man, you know, I got this deal, but you need to bring me the money in a few days and it needs to close in the next few days, I said, perfect. I know exactly who I can go to. And I did have a few other alternative options, not the best, but you know, at the end of the day, we had many different opportunities there. So it was just a great, is that, hey, so I was not going to say who said person is, but Pam.
Oh, no, there we go. No.
So and once again, I mean, you know, she was the first person, and Pam had partnered up with both of us initially before, and then she partnered up with somebody else on a different deal, on a different tip, and that's the one that went ass backwards. And you know, I talked with her on the phone a few months ago, and it was just it's not even logical, you know, what he's doing, and he doesn't want to sign off on anything, even though everything is going to be back and everything. Like he just wants to be in control, and he just wants to be like, and that's what happens when you partner up with the wrong people. When it's on contract, it's in contract. It's like when you get married to the wrong person, right? You can't just be like, fuck it, you know. Now you got to go through divorce. Now you go through all that other shit, right? And that she's going through business divorce in this particular property. Hey, is that our buddy Luis? Oh my God! So we're definitely now AZ Flip Guys International. So we had our buddy Nick down from Panama, and then we got our buddy Luis over here. I believe, dude, are you still in fucking Ecuador, or are you in Colombia now? I don't know, man. I mean, there's guys, they're all over the place, man. And that's what happens when you don't have fun, when you don't pop out kids at a young age like my dumb ass did. But guys,
your ex might think she did the popping.
Well, whatever. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean. You know what But anyway, guys, this is Ecuador. Nice. So, like I say, he's in Ecuador. We got our buddy down over in Panama. Yes, good stuff. And this is the point about us here. We want to share everything. things may be different, a little different in your market, but at the end of the day, it works the same. Partnerships, profitable partnerships, partnering up with professionals, partnering up with people that know what the fuck they're doing, partnering up with people that are not going to be a pain on your fucking ass, partnering up with people that know when to walk away, partnering up with people that have a track record for what they do. That's what Darius and Carmen did. That's why they walked away with $11,000 after everything was said and done without having to lift a fucking finger.
Infinite return on investment.
Incredible. Infinite. Guys,
seriously, how many people know how to make an infinite return on investment?
Exactly. What's that? Oh man, shit. Waiting for us in Colombia. Dude, Colombia's another place where I don't think I go. So Colombia's got Panama's got the dark skinned women, which I like, right? And they got the Latin Spanish speaking. When in Colombia, bro, it's like a wide spectrum. You can go from the darkest to the lightest, and they're all fucking fine, bro. They're all like it's crazy how fine the women are. And I know my buddy Luis, he's a big Colombia. John knows what's up. So over there, I know my buddy Luis, even when he was here locally, man, like he'd be like, yeah, I'm talking to this girl, I'm talking to this Mexican, I'm talking to this Puerto Rican, but he was like, dude, I'm talking to this Colombian brother. Like he was hyped on a different level. But guys, once again, profitable partnerships, partnering up with professionals. We gave you guys examples of people who haven't partnered up as professionals and the stuff that they're going. I'm sure you can reach out to them. I'm sure they're willing to fucking tell you some of the heartaches that they had and some of the lessons that they've learned. On our end here, you know, some of the stuff that has happened with our partnership. So on Pam's case, as I said, we mentioned what happened with the new deal, but on our previous deal, it was very cush. It was everything happened. There wasn't any issues. Everybody got their money. Everybody got paid. Everybody got this. Once we got all settled up, I called her. I said, Pam, you know, here's our numbers. Here's where everything's going. This is our profit. And here's how much your cut of the deal is. Simple. Easy. Simple. Her money lender got a beauty buffet. Dude, I went to a Colombian restaurant. Me and Casey went to a Colombian restaurant over in Miami before we flew out to Haiti. God, Lordy Jesus. They were all different. I mean, they were all different, like different sizes, but they were all fine, bro. And then just this one restaurant, it was crazy. That's what I was saying, bro. If I go to Panama, I don't know if I come back, man. If I go to Colombia, I'm almost certain I won't come back.
Well, you'll have your systems in place so you don't have to.
Exactly. But guys, once again, partnerships, partnering up with the right person. Kris, as a professional, was able to save the deal, make some money, save his relationships. I, as a professional, was able to come in and put the pieces together. That's why, you know, a lot of times I like to tell people I'm more of an orchestra conductor than of a real estate investor. I don't know shit about real estate investing per se. I don't know about, you know, price per square footage or knocking hammers or building costs or any of that stuff. But I know how to put business together and how to make it. Deal structure.
Deal structure is way more important than knowing how.
Exactly. And then partnering up with that. Yes, thank you, Amy. Partnering up with the right person, partnering up with the people that knows how to do that. Everybody has their strength. You know, I will use Carmen and Darius, for example. Darius is a super nice guy. You guys follow us here. He's here pretty much every single Friday with us. Very quiet, very reserved type of person. He doesn't have the personality that I do. Same thing with Kris. Kris doesn't have the same type of personality that I do. But they're both good at what they're doing, and the stuff that they're both good at are stuff that I may not be that, you know. When it comes to Darius's case, he was actually engineer by trade. He went to university. His wife went to a university. They belong to different fraternities. Plus, their family on his wife's side of things has some money from, you know, different things that they have. So he's got the whereabout and the wherewithal, right? That's wherewithal. Fuck, I'm not a fucking English major. So he's got the wherewithal, and I'm not college educated either.
I am. I went to 10 colleges. I'm like a 19th year sophomore, I think.
Oh, nice. Hey, thank you, Ebony, for sharing it and inviting it, because Randy said he would have missed it. And Martha, yeah, you've met Darius and Carmen. Fucking awesome people. I mean, great people. You know, and when I met with them, And this is once again, guys, this is why you want to deal with professionals. Not with somebody that's going to tell you what the fuck you want to hear and then fucking be a pain in the ass at the end. They came up to me and they said, hey, we have this money. We went to one of these many seminars here in town, and we've been kind of looking around and stuff. And we want to get into it. We haven't been able to find a deal, right?
Yep.
So I talked to them, and eventually I'm like, you know what? You guys are way too fucking smart for your own good, and you guys are dumbasses, and you guys are doing this thing incorrect. And they were mad. And I mean, you guys can ask them, those that know you, and we've talked about this before, but they were pretty upset. It took them a few days to kind of get over it, and then eventually they realized, like, hey, maybe this guy might be right. Maybe, he's where he is for a reason, and we want to get to that point. Maybe I should listen to what he has to say. So once they calmed down and everything happened, then we were able to talk logically, and I've been able to do 2 deals with them so far. Not using $1 of their fucking money.
That's amazing.
Showing them the process of how we work and how everything goes, and being able to kind of launch them into the next thing that they're doing.
Right. And you know what? They did it right. They were new in town, and what they do, they hit up all the investor associations, and then they talk to people. They met with me the day after they met with you.
Yep.
So, they went out, they met all the fucking, all the players in town, and then they did their own due diligence, and then sitting down with someone really helps you know if you can trust them or not. So
exactly, but that's what I'm saying, guys.
They built their relationship. So they came here with nothing, knowing nobody, and within just a couple months, now they have a sphere of people that
it's freaking awesome. I love working with them, and one of the main reasons why I love working with them is because they're one of the few people that actually listen to me. There's a lot of these people that say, we want to do this, we want to go here, and then I tell them what to do, and they do the complete opposite. Or they get mad. Had it been like a situation like we talked about, they get mad and they stay mad, and then they never fucking do anything because they were pissed off, and I didn't tell him the right things to do. So anyway, guys, you want to make sure, is that Carmen? Hey, how you doing?
Oh, the one and only.
Man, dude, Carmen is this shit. Carmen, I found a fucking African restaurant. Ooh, shit. And Casey found us a fucking Dominican restaurant. Carmen's Dominican, by the way, so ooh, shit.
Invite me, because I just found out I'm 2% Nigerian. So.
Oh, hey, like she said, she likes the clean cut look.
But my wife doesn't. So.
and that's the person that matters.
You're outvoted.
Thank you, Albert. We appreciate that. So anyway, guys, we want to leave this once again. Carmen and her husband were able to make $11,000 using her mom's money. I was able to make $6,000 using no money, just creativity by putting it together. Kris was able to make over $12,000 by not using any of his own personal money. I think whatever you had to probably use some of it to lock up the deal, but very little money, and being able to leverage the relationships, leverage the professional connections that he has. Once again, guys, if you don't do it, somebody else will. If you don't partner up with a dumbass investor, somebody else will. If you don't partner up with the right investor, somebody else will. So, guys, this is CashFlow Kris.
Yes.
This is BP the Mentor. What is this? Oh, she said she loved the look. That was the same one that popped up. So, yes, guys.
Thanks for all the love. Look at all that.
Thank you, guys. Once again, tomorrow, 10 a.m., we're going to be doing our live walkthrough, so we're going to figure out which property we're going to. Next Friday, we'll be out here right at 12, just like we always are. CashFlow Kris, BP the Mentor. Make sure you flip for money, hold for wealth. Make sure you're partnering up with dude, I'm always getting fucking text messages when I'm doing this. Make sure you partner up with professionals. And once again, guys, if you want to partner up with us at any means whatsoever. If you got a property, if you got money, if you got access to money, if you want to learn whatever it is you want to do, send us a message. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you guys next week. Actually, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes, we'll see you guys tomorrow.